Good evening. Should universities have a legal duty of care to its students? One family from Nottinghamshire is fighting for the government to change the law to protect those who are struggling after their daughter, Natasha Abrahart, took her own life while studying at Bristol University in 2018.
Well, a petition calling for the change was launched last year by her parents and has now attracted more than 128,000 signatures. Phil Brewster can tell us more.
It's 5 years since Natasha Abrahart took her own life. The 20-year-old from West Bridgford in Nottinghamshire was a student at Bristol University when she died. She suffered from social anxiety disorder and had been due to give an oral presentation to a lecture theatre full of her fellow students. Her father says it was too much.
Anxiety in a performance situation is something that people cope with differently. For Natasha, it was obviously too much. And this was allowed to continue for a period of 6 months, with her grades failing and her at risk of being kicked out of the university.
In 2019, an inquest found Natasha had been neglected by mental health services. And last year, Bristol University was found to have discriminated against her and ordered to pay more than £50,000 in damages. Natasha's brother Duncan is now also a student and questions whether some universities have changed their practices.
You just know some places are bad and some places are good, and you only hear about it when you're looking through the news and you hear somebody else has been lost.
Natasha's parents are among 25 bereaved families who launched a petition demanding universities have a statutory legal duty of care towards their students. It's attracted more than 128,000 signatures, meaning the matter will now be considered for debate in Parliament.
Everyone should be entitled to a minimum level of guaranteed protection. We expect to have a safe working environment. Why can't we have a safe educational environment?
Professor Edward Peck is the Vice-Chancellor of Nottingham Trent University. He's also the government student support champion. He says many universities are already investing in systems to monitor students and spot those that are showing symptoms of distress, but thinks new legislation will be too restrictive.
We'd have to specify where students were at certain times of day, who they saw when they went to bed. It's a very different relationship. We want to monitor these very independent students who are growing up as adults. We don't want to specify how they should live their lives.
Later this month, Natasha's family will hand the petition into 10 Downing Street. They just hope the politicians are listening. Phil Brewster, ITV News.
Well, if you've been impacted by the issues raised in this report, you can find links to support and advice on our website. That's itv.com/central.